Previously on the Icon project.
Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Oh yeah.
My mum has never actually cooked and assembled a burger, which I find shocking given her experience in the kitchen. But thanks to me, her burger-loving son, that's about to change. Welcome to My Mum Can't Cook Smash Burgers. This recipe isn't from anywhere in particular. I've never written it down before now. It's mostly an amalgamation of everything I've picked up from watching other people make burgers over the years. There are, however, two things we're doing a bit differently. First, we're using homemade whole wheat buns. If you want to see how I made those, there's going to be a link to that video in the description. Second, we're using a mix of pork and beef mince, 50-50. I know that might sound a bit odd if you're not from around here, but we rarely cook with just beef. It's either a beef-pork combo or just pork. I've tried using only beef and honestly, it just doesn't have the same kick. Of course, if you're cooking at home, use whatever you like. I'm not your dad. Unless... One quick note, we used 110 grams of meat per patty because our buns turned out bigger than usual. But don't worry, I'll give you the amounts you will need for regular store-bought buns. Alright, let's get to cooking. We start by getting everything else ready before even looking at the meat. You don't want to be scrambling to cut veggies while your patties go cold. If you want to be extra precise, start with the sauce, as cutting veg first gives them more time to dry out and wilt. So, into a bowl go all the sauce ingredients. Mum then gives it a good stir until smooth. And just like that, you've made burger sauce. Congratulations, bet your parents will be proud. She grabs some iceberg and starts slicing. Not exactly textbook technique, but it gets the job done. We're not after Michelin stars here, just a good homemade burger. Tomato time, 1 thick slice per burger, center cuts for maximum aesthetic. Then it's on to the pickles. 2 slices, maybe 3 if you're feeling adventurous, too many and that's all you're gonna be tasting. Now onto the meat. She weighs out the meat and then starts forming them into meatballs using wet hands to make shaping easier. Hence the ceremonial bowl of water next to her. Technically you could do this next step later, but I don't like washing more dishes than I have to, so I told my mum to do it now. Ideally though, you'd save it for the end. This step is to butter your buns. She melts a bit of butter in a pan over medium heat and toasts the buns cut side down until golden and crispy. Out they go to rest. Now for the meat of the recipe. Literally. Mum grabs a piece of baking paper, about twice the size of the meatball. Meat goes in the pan, paper goes on top, and we use a burger press to smash it. You thought we actually had one of those? We press it down with a pot. A little salt and pepper, then after a minute she flips it. Cheese goes on immediately. 1 more minute and the cheese is melted to perfection. Second patty gets the same treatment. Now that everything's prepped, let's start assembling. She spreads the sauce on both sides of the bun, about a teaspoon each. Then stacks in this order: lettuce, patties, tomato slices, salt, pickle slices, and lid on top. And there you have it, a proper smash burger on a homemade whole wheat bun. How did it taste? Like freedom. No, but seriously, homemade burgers just hit different. Maybe it's the freshness, maybe it's the love, or maybe it's the fact that you made it yourself. Either way, it's better than anything you'll get from a drive-thru. And that's it for today's burger recipe. If you decide to try it, drop a comment and tell me how it went. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in a bit.